Ann N. in Ben Salem, new one-time customer. Scope of work, I'm going to give her pricing for 6 or 7 different items. Some of them will be in the future. One would be a leaf cleanup of this guy later in the fall. One would be aeration. And then one of the, so we'll start back with, I'm going to label it branch trim, or not branch trimming, shrub pruning. But I will include some of the things in the backyard with that, and I'll write it on the estimate. So most of the shrub pruning will be in the front yard. But then I'll include, so there's like 2 weed trees along this fence line. You know what, actually, change plans. I'm going to put shrub pruning as the bushes in the front, and then I'm going to put overgrowth cut back as cutting all this back. So I told her it's kind of growing in the fence, but we'll do our best. And then ideally, if you can, it's pretty good size root there at the bottom. Just cut that, chainsaw that at the bottom to try to really kill it out. Sprinkle some spray on it to try to kill it out. And any growth along the fence, if you want to just whack it out. This is a rose bush, you can leave that alone. This area is a little funky because a lot of this, she's saying, is like the neighbors. But I'm going to put it for, try to do as much as we can. Like there's a big guy here we can cut out. I would say probably just this tall stuff, try to cut anyway. And then like anything that's on her side, cut out. You don't got to go bonkers with going on the other side if you don't want. Or if you want to tell her, look, we're just going to keep the price the same. We're just going to go through the fence and just hook you up and clean this side out for you. No extra cost, but just know when I price it that way, maybe I'll price it to do all that, to clear it out. But you can pitch it to her like it's going to be a bonus if she goes for it anyway. And then I'll put fall cutback as another one that will be separate. So this would be later in the fall. We got peony here to just cut back. So the way, I believe the way to trim these, I should ask Eli, would be like anything that looks kind of like dead or diseased or just not as healthy. You want to cut it out and remove it. You know, all the stuff that already flowered and is gone, you can kind of snip all that back. I would say kind of cut back some of the stuff to get it back into the mulch bag. So you're not cutting it completely like flat or anything. You're just kind of like pruning up and trimming, cutting out dead stuff to kind of prep it for next year. But I'll double check that online and update the notes. So that will be it for the backyard. And then moving to the front would be mulch install. So it would start here. So usual clean up. She's got some like weeds growing through the azalea. Maybe yank them out. Weed out all this. Mulch it. And then pruning. So shrub pruning would be trimming this big boxwood back. Or just trimming it up. Shrub pruning these shrubs in the front, so bing and boom, shrub pruning them up. And then we'll do mulch install, so mulch around all the trees, basically weed it out, edge it, mulch it. This area right in the front too, mulch all that. This area right here, just make sure to dig that out really well for her. These weeds are pretty aggressive, so just dig it down pretty good and go heavy with the mulch. Preen, I don't know if you can get some spray in there, it's too close to the plants. And then lastly would be branched. One other thing, if she goes for the pruning, just hook her up and rake these dead clippings off of this thing. Whoever trimmed it didn't really rake it out too good. And then the other thing I'll do is branch trimming. So this branch, we're going to leave most of the branch. When it gets to this area, we're going to cut it like right here. So we're going to leave this, leave all this, chainsaw right here. Basically, you'll see it when you're in person better, but this one's like kind of really choking. It's like covering this. So by cutting that out, should open it up. She'll still have this plant going here, or this spoke of growth, but this one will come out. And that's it. See what she accepts for the different line items of work.